We really are having a day, aren't we, everybody? Hey, everybody. Merry Christmas. How are you? Hope you're doing well. I'm so glad that you guys have decided to join me this evening. I hope you're doing well. Hope your shopping's done. It's a little cray-cray out there. People are definitely all about themselves, but you find holiday cheer here and there. What's the big ticket item? Hey, everybody. How are you? My gosh, I do need my glasses here. Didn't have time to get my hair cut, but then again, been that way since about August. Hey, Deb, how are you? Good enough. Okay, I'm wearing red. Debbie, how are you? Deb, how are you? Michelle, good to see you. Laura, good to see you pop up here. Rosie, Jacqueline, hello, how are you? Phoenix, how's it going? Phoenix, I got it. Send me another message, please. I've had a heck of a time getting caught up here. Ashley, how are you? Good to see you guys. Holy Toledo. Serena, good to see you. You guys been hanging out for a couple of minutes, I see. Thank you so much. So quiet. So quiet. You have to whisper it. You have to say that. So, what are we doing here tonight? Hey, Gabrielle, how are you? Cardinal, hallelujah. Yeah, so what's the big ticket item? What's everybody getting everybody? Do I have a book on astrology? February 2nd. It's actually going to end up being the 4th when it's released. Am I going to channel? Maybe. By the way, everybody, just remember a couple of things. If you're kind of stuck with what to get people, I'm going to let you know what to get people. Not really sure. They're like, hey, what's the big ticket item? What is the Amazonians tell me to get you? What do people want the most? What do you think people are kind of like, what do they need? What do they want? Number one thing you can get for anybody on your list is to carve out time for them. End of conversation. Right? Give them experiences. Right? I'd like a nap for Christmas. I'd like that too. Truth be told, I took a little power nap before this one. Yeah, and it's not even so much like the year catches up to me about this time of the year. I did. I looked at my total. I did 67 home parties. I had 24 events. I did about 2 events a month. And events are kind of open to the public generally. I did have a couple of speaking engagements. My total, and I'm going to have to double check this one. I think I've done, I forget what my estimate was. 35, carry the one. Yeah, I think I did 324 individual readings. And when you start to kind of add it all together and people in attendance, assuming that I read everybody in attendance, which, all of them except for one of the shows, everybody got something. I did about 1,200 readings this year. 1,200. I love it. It's what I do. So my voice is a little strained. So I'll go in the hole a little bit. Careful. Close my eyes for a bit. Take naps are legit. They're 100% legit. And to be able to kind of like chillax for a little bit. And doing this work, right? So it's kind of fun. I'm going to take a few days off here. Be powering down. I might be in for a few minutes. I've got gifts scattered everywhere. I really off camera. Like, you think this looks like a complete whatever? Yeah, beyond the camera. Beyond the camera is a little crazy. But I'm going to be diving into transformation time. Thursday and Friday. It's Thursday, not so much Thursday, but Friday I'll be in here to do some transformation. I'm going to be converting the entire studio over to having cameras in each angle here. So that then, of course, having everything, all the sound run through the sound system. So then we record it. You can join me on New Year's Eve, do a meditation at midnight. Hey, Hattie, how are you? And I took a nap once for 4 days. Yeah, listen, this time of the year, it's a thing. It's a thing, once upon a time, I was the guy that always wore shorts, by the way. Like in your mid 30s, where like show up and he'd have his jet sweatshirt on, which I don't even own that anymore. And like a pair of shorts, because you're like, it's always fashionable. It's always in. I don't want to be too hot. Because being too hot is like, it's a metaphor. But then I would be like, hey, I can't regulate. And so the world is on fire. UFOs are landing. I spoke to someone in Europe yesterday that has been seeing, and she lives in the south of France, literally sees like a spout point where drones are being shot up out of the water. We're getting bamboozled, and by the way, guys, when I say please watch out for the financial markets, I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm just going to tell you what's going to happen. I can tell you're going to win the lottery, but if you don't buy the ticket, that's not on me. This is more of an opportunity for you to be able to decide for yourself what's best for you. And by the way, if you're tuning into YouTube and watching a medium tell you what to invest in, you got other problems. I'm just letting you know. And by the way, I'm not disparaging you, but I'm going to tell it like it is. Yeah, that's some hardcore stuff right there. Like, get your head out of your ass. Last but not least, the Target Santa. I got to tell you, this is a funny story. Come on in. It's just us girls. So I go into Target. I got to get one thing. The self-checkout line goes all the way down, cuts all the aisles, goes all the way down to like the food. And I don't know how your Target is set up, but the food's all the way in and to the left, all the way to the back. The electronics are center back, women's, men's, the two racks that they have for the men's section, which is just basically selling to women. Not bad. Just saying. Then they have an overabundant, an absolutely oversized section of baby stuff, which, okay. And then, of course, you got the holiday chair in the back left corner. Well, this line goes all the way, boom, and then over, right past, whatever your CVS, your personal items, your coffee makers, your small what have yous. Back into the frozen section. And I'm not kidding you, there's 75 people in the self-checkout. Okay. They have one person monitoring it, watching it. And they have two banks. They have one bank and another bank. They only have one bank open of self-checkouts. I do know quite a bit about the Target layout. And I might be the Target Santa. I'm coming correct. But I understand when you don't have employees to not open those up, right? Like, I get it. Like, I totally get it. Like, sometimes you just don't have employees, right? And I'm about to give you guys a life hack that you will love me forever for. But to have two banks of four on each side, and I think the other side only had three for some reason, like maybe they had some merch in one of the spots, but those three banks were not open. Why do you have them? Like it's a one day of the year. Like we've got about a 72-hour window where you actually are in pure profit. Like at this point, right? Like why would you not have that open? Like are the whirly machines not working? Like I don't get it. All of a sudden they turn into the McDonald's ice cream maker, and they go south. They go solo, right? And there were probably 8 lines open. So kudos to the 8 cashiers that showed up today wearing red, being of service. And again, I don't have a preferential to anything until they become a sponsor. But, I'm wearing my red. I'm walking through. And sure as shit, somebody stops me and goes, "Hey, Santa, I'm so glad you made it." And I said, "Oh, thank you for the red." And I go, "Yeah, I'm wearing red today." And then she goes, "You're not the Target Santa?" And I just started laughing. I was like, you got to be kidding me. But wait for this life hack. Are you ready? Hey, Connie, how are you? So I go in. I get my I got to start. Am I sharing too much? I have to start soaking my feet again. Don't ask. It's a thing. Anyways, back to me. So I get my item, and of course, I start grabbing things like I'm the jerk. The 1979 classic Steve Martin, where he's like, "All I need is this chair and this whatever." Before I know it, I got an armful of shit. But I got the one item that I need. I'm like, all right. I look down this line. I'm like, good God, this is insanity. So I go to the electronics section. I'm like still putzing around. I'm like, let's see if the line dies down. I'm looking. I don't really see anything. And by the way, they basically have a Taylor Swift section now. They don't really have CD selections, right? They come out with their individual releases sometimes, exclusives, that sort of thing, right? Jesus, for the love of Pete, everybody. So I'm looking around. Yep, nightmare management on power trips. I have another story about that as well. So I'm looking through, and then I find this like rack, right, of CDs, and I'm looking through, and I find this one, and it's like a $5.99 special. Kind of an obscure person, not really sure who the hell it is, but it's a Christmas album. I'm like, I get this. I'll throw it in somebody's stocking. I don't care, whatever. And then I walked up to the electronics and cashed out. Uh-huh. I skipped the 75-person line, didn't have to ring it out myself, got a nice Target bag for my pretzels and otherwise, and I headed on out the door. So that life hack was brought to you by me. So wait to buy your electronics till it gets super busy. Cash out in the electronics and not have to wait in the line. You're welcome. I need a soundboard full of applause. Full of applause. Full of applause. And by the way, the toy section isn't what it used to be. And maybe it's just because my kids are a little bit older and basically they just want video games and the occasional Legos. But they are right. Thank you. Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Megan. By the way, ever since Ted's Fish Fry has closed in Troy, the number of family members of yours that I see have plummeted. Like it doesn't even exist. Yeah, but I got to tell you though, there's some magic in walking around a store. And listen, everybody, yeah, iPad stole Toys R Us. Yeah, you're right. There's a magic about walking around. And I mean, the things that I got were like, oh, it was true last minute shopping. And I blew $50 plus a CD I'm never going to listen to. But I got the Express Lane for $5.99. But do we lose a level of this, right? Which used to be a Matt's, by the way. But isn't there a magic in like having it in your hand and going, do I want this or don't I want this? Right? Now, essentials, I get it. The essentials, I get it, right? You got a list, you're going to get Jiffy peanut butter, which, by the way, Jif or Skippy? This is always on my desk, just so then I can be like, I'm really trying. I'm not trying to not eat as much junk anymore. And you may say to yourself, like, really, you're going to eat peanut butter? A couple of pretzels and some peanut butter gets me through a day. Just telling you. You have your own machinery. I have mine. And but haven't we lost that? Haven't we lost the whole thing of just how we even shop, right? How we connect with people. And yeah, I mean, once upon a time, people were cranky and jingle all the way, trying to get the one thing that everybody wants on your list, the Cabbage Patch, the Buzz Lightyear, the whatever. But wasn't that the fun of it all? I mean, if you did it the right way, and our competitive juices were formed, right? Where it's like, well, I'm going to make sure my kid gets that, or I'm going to make sure that they get the perfect thing, right? Well, do you think that maybe some of the crankiness has been because people don't know how to act anymore? Like we genuinely don't really like we've lost that mechanism, post pandemic, if you will, right? Yeah, Cabbage Patches were a thing. I've got a little thing here. I'm gonna ask a couple of those of you that are involved in the weekly B, you guys have heard some of these because I used them today. So I do a weekly class, and today we just had some fun. Today we just flat out had some fun, hanging out, doing what we do. We talked some astrology. We talked about wonderful. Did I mention that my inbox is full of people telling me that I'm right? I don't mean to be that way, but here we are. So in our weekly B, we talk about astrology, we talk about tarot, and then we usually have a subject every week. We did an exercise today. I call it the envelope class. By the way, anytime you ever go to work with a medium and they do a class where they bring out 3 envelopes and then you have to meditate with them and you write things down and that sort of thing, that was something I created. So know that they were connected to me in my tree, whether they're going to give me, whether they mention me or not, it does not matter. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if you know this or not, but I have a Christmas song out, and I'm going to go ahead and look this up. If you type in Christmas Everything by Brandon Russ, you will hear it. It's kind of a fun little ditty pop song to kind of get you through the holiday season. It's me sitting at the piano. And, it's a fun little thing. I had it. So creative people will get an idea of something and then we'll be like, oh my gosh, I can't like let it go. So for like 2 weeks, I sat at my piano, I plugged things out, and I've got this complicated thing and it was all over the place and it wasn't really organized. And then one day it just went, here we go. Knocked it out of the park. Had a nice little thing. So, or you can take a look at it on Spotify. It is live. I just got a notification that I sold a whole bunch of them already. How about that one? I did not know that. And it's actually been live since the solstice. That's awesome. I'm so proud of myself. I know it sounds like being like, oh, Brandon, way to talk about yourself. It's, it's not about being, I don't know, how do I want to say this? It's not about like boasting about things. It's more about like, hey, I did this. and it's fun. And listen, I'm gonna make maybe $40 on it. Like, okay, it is not my end all to be all, right? But what it is an opportunity for me to create. And actually, I'm going to start putting it on here. Here's your Spotify link. Here's your iTunes link. You know, throw it on in the background. It's a nice little piano piece. You can put it on a loop and you won't know when it starts and ends. It's kind of fun. The hell was I talking about? Anyways, back to me. So I think we've lost our step in things. I mean, I know I lost my creativity a little bit. You know, when you get frustrated, when you get angry, when you get a little bit like over the, you know, overall, you kind of like go to things. But wasn't it like, you know, I don't want to say what the kids are going to rap because they will surprise me and be like, Dad, we watched your YouTube for the first time ever. This will be the day when they're just like, we knew everything you were going to, anyways. And then the 11-year-old's in the corner crying because he's like, and Santa's not what? Although I have to tell you, whenever my parents log on and they open up YouTube, they get whatever video I've just put out. They have to watch the entire thing before they can move on from it. I'm a terrible son. I really am. Nate and Terry have their own traumas, but according to my therapist, I'm a little justified. So I'm going to say Nate and Terry. So I'm just having fun. I do lose focus on purpose because there's a lot of stuff going on. Your dead people show up. My dead people show up. I really do have a good time doing this, though. But do you think we've kind of like lost our way with all the Amazons of the world? Which, by the way, it's available on Amazon Music. It's an important thing. I mean, I own a publishing company, and that publishing company has sold 80% of its books on Amazon. You know, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I'm an Amazon bestseller. Funny you should say that is out there. If you order it now, it'll still show up tomorrow. Or come to one of my events. I have 4 publications that are coming out next year. 4. Minimum. 4. I'm going to have an astrology book out. Astrology 101, everything you've ever needed to know about astrology, but we're afraid to admit. I also have a tarot book, which has kind of been circulating for a little while. If you've taken my class, you've got most of it. But I have a heavy duty sweep and any to it. And then, funny you should say that, is going to be re-released. And you're like, oh, Brandon, why would I buy it now? Because I'm literally taking 4 of the stories out of it, and they'll never be in print again. And I'm adding a couple more in. Oh, I might probably enter what. And by the way, do look for it because look for it actually on my website, tbrandonross.com, because you are going to be able to get a shirt that is really cool design. And it says in no uncertain terms, I read banned books. Fun shirt. Ready for the rebellion. I am Lilith. And by the way, well, good. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it. I'm glad that you guys are seeing it, right? Oh, okay, Allison. All right, I'll catch you up. Well, I'm actually thinking about launching a monthly tarot thing that will, it'll be like a tarot oracle club where you sign up, you get a free deck every month. And then we have like a specialized thing where we talk about the deck and the observations that and the guidance that I can give you for that. I mean, I work a lot with, it's funny, I don't work with a lot of the tarot when I'm doing this or a lot of the oracles, the oracle decks, but I got tons of them, right? And it's, it is there. My year-long immersive, though, January the... Don't quote me on this one. But if you go to my website and you'll see in the events, by the way, I have not launched my January, February, and March events yet. Texas, I'm coming for you. Florida, I'm working out the details. Nobody gets back to you during the holidays. That's the problem. So between Christmas, New Year's, and like the 3rd of January, I'm going to be scrambling to get everything out there. So it's going to come at you fast and furious. But there's a lot of really, really cool stuff that I'm going to be doing, up to and including, and I'll announce it now because I've got the paperwork in hand. I am going to be contributing back in the drumming circle to work with a local high school, and I am going to be the drummer for the School of Rock. I will be a rock drummer for a weekend. I also have some other things that I'm going to be doing on tour. Not only are the book signings coming in, but also the platform is going to be growing more than a medium media. It's going to be taking off. We have some I know we've got a few people that listen in to kind of keep tabs on what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. This platform is going to have a full pitch, so everybody who's on board is going to be working with it. The transformation of the studio is going to be twofold. Not only am I going to have more live events, some more music and all that other good stuff, but then also we're going to have some other contributors around here as well. And it's a really... I just want to get back into having fun with this stuff. Like, I don't have time for a full-time band. I just don't. And by the way, yes, Carolinas, hang on. Lenormand, yeah, I'm very familiar with that, actually. And yes. Yep. About recording the videos, for sure. Takes me a little bit to get them back to you, which I'm working on. Casadega, yes, that is actually one of the things that I'm getting squared away with for when I get down there in March. And it will be as much of a book tour as much as it'll be at Casadega, because I'm not a quote unquote approved medium, which is just okay. But I appreciate them because I do reach target market. What I end up doing is I will do a talk, and then I will do a local mediumship event. My good friend Reverend Judy and I will probably be in cohorts when I'm down there. So, and it's funny that you should say that about Canada. Montreal, Toronto, and not to mention Vancouver have always been on a short list for me, right? Right. So I'm going to have a full schedule out, guys. Once upon a time, I used to be like, oh my gosh, as soon as I get it, I put it out there. I've learned the fine art. So running an event management company, which is kind of sort of the back channel of this, of all of these events and everything else, and getting speaking arrangements and that sort of thing, there's a ton of coordination. So when I keep going east, you mean like to Malta and hang out with Penny? So, and by the way, those of you that caught Penny's show, thanks so much. She felt really welcome. She goes, "It's a different vibe now," and I said, "Yeah, I think it's pretty heady. That boy, our journey's fun, but it's a very real one. It's a very kind of real, like, when you first show up and you're like, oh my God, you're the best. And you do that whole thing where you're like over bonding. And then one day you start to realize, like, boy, this isn't, we can do this the right way. Or it's not even the right way. It was just more of like, we skipped a whole bunch of steps. So then we went back, and then we didn't skip the steps. And then it became like a really cool thing again, right? Easternmost place you can be in North America. So you're in Nova Scotia, I'm guessing? In North America, yeah. So Nova Scotia, St. John's. I'd have to do a cruise for that. Still on the table. Yeah, I was offered a couple of years ago, post-COVID, post COVID, kind of in that range of like Newfoundland. Um, and it's funny because they wanted me to go on these ships, and when you got kids the ages that I have, the idea of being away for like 2 months at a time was just, it was a bucket load of money though. And it was one of those things where it's kind of like, well, would I be able to free it up? But everything else I was doing would have been disrupted. Everything else I focused towards would have been sideways. So yeah, so it was, you make those choices, right? Oak Island. But I am more than willing to entertain maybe a special appearance as opposed to a ongoing thing. But those are all pie in the sky stuff right now. It takes a lot of it takes a lot of Herculean lift to get that organized. And as I found out this time last year, one of the things that I was in the process of really looking at was kind of like a field trip to Norway, which again is still on the list. But man, oh man, were there so many hoops for us to conquer. It was crazy. And the good people in Norway are great people. The government there is very particular when you have groups, and they love tourism, but they also love you to um, have a conformity. So I would have needed to kind of frame it in a certain way, which is exactly what I didn't want to do. Um, but yeah, it's a boatload of money. You like that one, huh? So what did we learn this year? I'm going to do some more videos next week. Don't worry. But I look back at this year and I look at, kind of my personal growth, the challenges that I've had, the ideas that I want to be like, where I want to be and where I'm going. And I think I have more focus now, which is hard to believe because I'm still all over the place. But, trying to figure out what to do and where to go, which is why I'm doing this year-long immersive, which is a culmination of all of the classes that I've taught, believe it or not. You're going to have access to things that you never thought you would ever need to learn, and then challenge yourself with trying to figure out how to assimilate it to where it is you want to go. And becoming the best version of yourself doesn't mean that you are going to be a medium. It doesn't mean that you're going to read tarot necessarily solely, or do Reiki work, or do energy work, yoga practice, whatever. It does mean, though, that you're going to have an impact on the world. And that's something I think we never take time for. We never, ever take time for it. And I think we need to start to get better at that, because part of the reason why most of you are even on this channel is because we hit a panic button around the politics. And it's interesting because, oh, by the way, don't forget to click like and subscribe. Yeah. And by the way, Rochelle and I are going to we're going to be on the schedule. Don't worry. I hope you guys understand that when I do collaborations like that, like even with Penny, if you follow my model with Penny, I mean, Penny and I see each other every 4 to 6 weeks. So when we do shows, they're themed, they're topical, they're connective. So yeah, I enjoyed that time with Rochelle, and we did connect with the person that came on board there at the end. That was, and if you haven't watched it, go watch it. We connected somebody with their past loved ones who survived 9/11. So that was a very interesting, very interesting thing. Which song is that, Elizabeth? Yeah, Penny's such a good egg. But she's such a Taurus, guys. She's such a Taurus. Like, if you want to look up like oh, by the way, one of the other books, if you want to look up a prototypical Taurus, just watch Penny for an hour. You'll get everything you need to know. So one of the other books that I'm going to be releasing is a series of short stories called the Merkaba Chronicles, which is basically going to be a short story. And whether you realize it or not, you're actually being taught astrology. And it's a very comprehensive book and the stories themselves are interesting. But then when you zoom out on them, you're actually going to get a chart of the major characters in the book. along with their astrological write-up. So you can actually understand astrology through not only what a write-up would be, but then also see their real human actions, how they treat one another, how their behaviors are, what their triggers are. It'll actually tie into their astrological chart. It's a very ambitious book. I've been working on it here for a while. I've got it 2/3 of the way done. I'd probably even say 3/4 of the way done. It's just a matter of me sitting there and carving out literally a couple of hours to finish out one of the books or one of the stories in it. But I want a different way to show things. I want a different way to show creativity. And it's just it's a very passionate thing. By the way, just in case you were wondering, I am Mars and Capricorn in the 5th house, which means I am relentlessly creative. It's a stamina position. It is a kind of a workaholic position in a way, but it is deemed towards creativity, right? It is about creativity. Yeah, Julie, it's designed so that you can learn it kind of almost vicariously. Yeah, not the Red Baron. Tracy, you can listen. Let's be honest. Sometimes you need multiple people in your life. I mean, not like that, but you understand what I'm saying, right? Um, yeah, wow, cat. That's a thing, right? That's a thing. I mean, there's a lot of things out there. And listen, here has been one of my like relentless pursuits. How do people learn? I mean, how do you really learn? There's the one aspect of it where if you need to, kind of keep a constant, which is, what the weekly bee is. It's a constant reminder of things attached to it, right? And then there's the other thing where you do deep dives into things like astrology, like tarot, like energy work, Reiki, what have you. And then there is also kind of the I'm ready to figure this shit out. I think most people take a bunch of classes. I don't care if it's your Crystal 101 class on a Saturday, if you're like how to smudge at your local shop. There's so many um there's so many things that like we take over the years because they interest us, or you meet somebody or somebody says, "Hey, what do you say we go?" And then what happens is that you end up taking a bunch of these classes and they don't really go together. And the only thing that brings them together is, well, like, why'd you take them? And unless you apply it, is it a wasted time? Well, I don't know if it's wasted necessarily, but I do think that there is reason why you took that class, that pendulum class. You took a feng shui class or a Chinese astrology class. It wasn't so that then you could become a Chinese astrologer, right? It was, okay, Kat, we see you. Thanks for tuning in for a couple. But it's so that then you can pull it out there, right? So then you can, son of a bitch. This is me swearing. I must have been getting to something good. They froze me. My new internet gets here next week. I don't know how much of it is the internet or how much of it is the equipment, but I'm pretty sure I've narrowed down the equipment. Anyways, how about we do some cards? Enough about you. How about me? Having fun here. The glitch is making me itch. That's what she said. Marry everything. Hey, Catherine, how are you? Yeah, by the way, guys, I'm in upstate New York. It was a balmy 3 degrees this morning. 3. Whoever decided to inhabit the Hoth system is beyond me. Like, why we thought Why we thought this was going to be like a good place to like inhabit, I don't know. And by the way, I'm not really interested in hearing from you right now, Canada. That's a life choice. It's a way of life. Enjoy your whaling community. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. But I'm also going to tell you that without much further ado, wackadoo. By the way, you see me shuffling. The bigger ones are a little bit. That's what she said. I'm all over this right now. 3 degrees is not sexy. No, it's not. Right? 20 degrees in Northeast Ohio. Yeah, and Jim, it's like we do this. We become these like spiritual warriors because by nature we can't over-organize. When we over-organize, we become like the Joel Osteens. We become these kind of like Wayne Dyer, kind of feel of like, oh, here's a thought pattern and here's something to kind of work with it. And there's good people in this, don't get me wrong. They're not all, going to turn around and say that everything I've taught you and grifted on for the last 25 years, it's warmer in Minnesota right now. Sons of guns. But it runs the risk of misorganizing, not bad organizations. It just doesn't do it right, because what do you need? And here's something that I've learned is that people will gravitate towards the things that they need to. At certain point, everybody on this channel at one time or another has heard the word chakra and learned something about chakras, period. Like, you just don't get this far without having that. Now, you did hear so-and-so's interpretation on a Saturday morning, and maybe they approached it from the yoga standpoint. Maybe another person approached it from an energy healing standpoint, a medicine standpoint, or maybe, from a mediumship standpoint, like where it identifies the connection to your spiritual journey. And what also happens is we get that from the perspective that we need to get it, but it's not the end all to be all. And one of the arguments that I've seen in this work is people will turn around and say, literally, oh, well, I heard it from so-and-so, so it must be true. It's the truth in the moment that we have to learn how to reorganize and redirect and know that it's not the end all to be all. And by the way, we also don't have to villainize it. We, as a truth-seeking, missioned, principled people that we're becoming, we move away from the socialization of it. Like, we don't have to defend it. One of the things that drives me absolutely, I'm going to swear, fucking crazy in this work is when people goes, oh, that's my medium. Oh, no. I take your class, Brandon, but I'm really committed to so-and-so. I'm sorry, what? You literally just shortened yourself by like committing yourself in a way that doesn't, you literally just said, I prefer to just be like them. I want to be their clone. And at first, when I first got into this work, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to grow business. I need to capture people and keep them and, grow it from there. And all of the principles of business actually have to go out the window when you start working in the spiritual nature. Ms. Hernandez, we are not happy about that at all. But it's a very myopic thing but understand where it comes from, because when a medium does their job well, they become something that person needs in the moment, in a moment of weakness, in a moment of struggle, in a moment of pain. So if you're struggling with a loss of somebody and I'm able to deliver them to you, there is a certain amount of commitment level to that. Now, the mistake is to think that that's the only end all to be all, right? One of the dynamics that I think a lot of people don't realize is that it's that level of codependency thing that we struggle with. We're struggling right now as a society because of our codependencies. We're struggling right now. Yeah, Santa's a codependent. I do look like Santa. Thank you very much. But there's a part of it where once you start to recognize that, like, it is good if you mix it up. It is good if you keep on a swivel. It is good if you follow things, right? Hey, Miranda, how are you? It is good if you follow your whims. It is good if you don't if you are a little out there. If you are a little unfocused, a little undisciplined, right? Because we're so rigid in so many other things. I don't think spiritual learning is a focus-based thing from point A to point B. It's just not, right, Callie? It's just not. I mean, it's real life. It's the way we roll. Oh, yeah, how about this? What in the heck fire is that? Oh, geez, I kicked off my sock. What side are we on here? Na, na, na. Yeah. I don't know what this is. Oh, that's what it is. It's my actually cord. It's my actual cord. It was like a charging cord. I'm like, I don't see anything there. Yeah, and I've got more coming. I've got a great social media manager. Katie's pretty fantastic. I feel like we should go here. Right? Yeah, Callie, I see you. We got a couple of them here. What am I looking for? I know what we'll do. Content driver, you ready? What year was your favorite? How old were you on your favorite Christmas? Like, what was your favorite Christmas? How old were you ish? Correct, Tracy. You understand it, right? Well, thank you, Ashley. 16, and why? What made it so awesome? What made it so good? And Callie, I'll give you first rebuttal on this one because I didn't finish it and you guys jumped into it. Hey, Sarah, how are you? 8-ish. Yeah, there you go. 3, 4. Okay. But talk about why. Was it a gift? Was it a circumstance? Was it something that that you really kind of like? Yeah. And by the way, Debbie, the upcoming immersive, all of the students are teacher level people. Oh, that's an interesting one. Oh, head to toe, I'm a loser, baby. So merry a Christmas. Oh, head to toe, I'm a loser, baby. Brian, I love you. Tomorrow in Florida with Haley. Oh my God, I'd let Haley do this. My Uncle Brian's here. Dude, I'm letting Brian. Come here, it's just us. When you got hair like ours, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you got to let it flow a little bit. Sometimes you got to let it grow out there. Yeah, there you go. I love Sarah's answer here too. My son was old enough to start enjoying Christmas. So really it's a dynamic of youth, like whether you see it through their eyes or your eyes or whatever the circumstances may be. I'm going to have Callie here. Callie, look at you. Look at you. You're over on the Facebook side. All right, guys, here we go. Huh. Callie, thanks for being first one in. You guys saw me shuffle this. I'm going to give you a tower card. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas. Good night. Mwah! I just went from like 100 on the page to like 0. Hold on a second, Callie. Oh, look at this. Sometimes you got to break it down to put it up again. Hang on, kids. Hang on, kids. And then you find your balance. I'm okay with this read. Calm down, Callie. I'm here to help. I'm here to help, Callie. Before you go running off here, this is about a loss. Tower card. Parent, lover, guardian. Look at this. Only to find the marriage card along with the Ten of Cups. I love my work. I really do. And then the Hierophant, the right thing is happening. This could be the loss of a father or somebody that you were engaged to. Give me confirmation if you can. Oh, Callie, this is... Woo! Callie, everybody's just like... everybody's like hyperventilating, going, oh my gosh, Callie. You got the Tower card, but how crazy is that? How crazy is that? Yeah, like some form of loss, Callie. Please hold. I'm going to grab the Starseed cards. Bye. Come back into the camera. I feel like I should be like hitting the play buttons going, Dr. Johnny Fever. All right. 4 of you got that. 4 of you got that. So yeah, Callie, maybe not a death, but maybe a significant change, like a loss, a personal loss. Well, little heads up about these Snoopy cards. I've gotten not 1, but 2 reports today of people that have tried to order these when they show up on their Instagram, and they have been getting either garbage, and by garbage, I mean they got a Taylor Swift deck, or Trailer Swift, or they got they've gotten ghosted, which I think I got lucky. Is what it is. So this is about getting it right, though. In the end, so maybe you were a little over your skis. Yeah, had to get knocked down. Had to be able to like move back into the real time. This is nothing but love. You got the 10 of Cups along with the 4 of Wands. This is like everybody wants to rule the world, and guess what? You do. And then you've got the Balance card along with the Hierophant, which means that you're doing it the right way. You're finding your balance to it. Where are we going with this? We're going to get called. Soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. Maybe you should be in a year-long immersive, Callie. Just letting you know. Right? So, Kat, you too. It's like a weird Uno Taylor Swift deck. You are not the only one. You're now the third person. So, Callie, you get this? You get this yet? So maybe you went through these things. And by the way, what makes us healers? What makes us a good, serviceable human to the entity of the human existence? Isn't it our experiences? Isn't it all those classes you took? Isn't it the opportunity for you to be able to be like, yeah, you know what, sister, I've been there. Yeah, I've had that loss before. Let me coach you through it. Let me tell you what I did. Might not be right or wrong. Right? But maybe, just maybe, you went through that so you can help somebody else on the other side of it. Crashing and building back up. I like that interpretation right there. Wow. Callie, thanks so much for coming in. And thanks for getting the tower out right away. Woo-hoo! By the way, everybody owes Callie like a debt of gratitude for like getting that out of the way, or like right out of the gate. Good. I'm glad that it makes sense there for sure. Hey Linda, how are you? Yeah, Kat, I got to tell you, as much as I can endorse it, because I don't know, I think I got lucky. My tarot deck, the Oracle deck, is probably going to look at the sprig now. There's a lot of work that goes into these. A lot of work. A ton of work. And we're doing all the due diligence behind it. And we want to be able to launch it right. We want to be able to get it ready. We want to be able to tweak it for about 2 months before it's released, before we send it to print. So it's going to take a little while. Courage to be vulnerable. Classes are just a backup. Yeah. I kind of like that. For sure. I'm going to go back up here. I'm glad you guys like it, but I'll tell you though, when you look at the Peanuts deck up close, you can really tell that they They definitely scoop. They've definitely scooped this, right? Dude, I love this. And anybody that's been there, done that, when you've had to do the rolled pennies thing, you're so getting a rating here, Deb. So, Miranda, hang on. And Sarah, hang on. I love your answers too. Linda, Uranus, yup, rear-ended. That's funny. And it's funny, Callie brought up too, by the way, why 16 was so important to her, because her parents worked so hard to get the one gift she wanted. She didn't say what the gift was. It doesn't matter. Just the fact that you can begin to appreciate it. If there's one thing, and as much as I really took it to Santa and the tradition of the lie and that sort of thing, there is a benefit to it. So maybe there's a benefit to having a Yakimo in charge. Maybe there's some level of benevolence that we can gain out of like not knowing the difference, right? But Deb, I love that personal kind of sacrifice, right? Yeah, Kat, that's a great idea. Make your own deck. All right, here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready, Deb? King of Wands. King of Wands, the Knight of Wands, which for some reason, these two are always together in this deck. They do not want to I don't know if you have daddy issues or if this is just daddy energy. Look at that. King of Wands, Knight of Wands, King of Pentacles. Take one each at a time. King of Wands is an aggressiveness, an assurance of accomplishment. The Knight of Wands is going to get that accomplishment. And then the Knight of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, rather, is allowing you to enjoy it, whether it be through slight pompousness or reassurance. This could also be connected to a father figure, dad. It could be connected. Oh, there you go. Dad was a great guy. The World card. Was Dad the world to you? Could have been. Could have been. Knight of Wands. He's reminding you the journey is real. Three of Cups comes out. This is about celebration. This is about celebrating who you are, what you're about. Maybe you got two sisters. Whatever the case may be. And another major arcana. Judgment card comes out 2.0. I got to tell you, though, I'm going to tell you how I take this. Took care of him for 3 years. That's 3 years of love right there. 3 cups. Knight of Wands. By the way, that might have been something that redirected you on your direction. Like, in other words, I was planning on being this, and then all of a sudden they changed. Kind of like every Hallmark movie. I was planning on going to the Big Apple to become a big executive, but I had to come back here to run your tree farm. 2 sisters. There it is. So Dad is actually talking about you in the Judgment card, but hold on a second. It's not judgment. Dad's not judging. That's not what's going on here at all. Allow me to be the expert for 20 seconds. It is the 2.0 card. It is the 2.0 card. What this is that whatever happened here, getting to the King of Pentacles, where maybe abundance, maybe there was a dollar amount, maybe there is an abundance that the family recognized one another and cut out their shenanigans. I know I'm right. And the Judgment card is about recreating yourself. The 2.0 card. And guess what? He loves who you are becoming. You have become more practical. You have become less hot-headed. You have become more balanced. Because the King of Pentacles is actually very balanced. The 2.0, the Judgment card, the part where you're able to discern things. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we are getting somewhere. I love it. Love everything about it. I'm going to pull one out of Starseed card here, which, by the way, really is one of my favorite decks. Whale and Orca Elders, share your song, frequency of sound, deep diving. That's Dad saying you be you. Go do what you want to do, kid. I afforded you the opportunity so you could do these other things. It's notwithstanding, it's not without commenting, at least I should say, that like an inheritance or the things that are left behind, the house you guys have to negotiate, or the Christmas box you have to pull out a year ago. He's showing me 11s though. He's saying 1124. He passed away right before Thanksgiving. This one here is the Starseed Oracle. Yeah, but I think this is a Hay House one. Yeah, this is a Hay House one. Rebecca Campbell, artwork by Danielle Noel. Danielle Christmas. Yeah, is 1124, Deb? Is that what's going on here? Oh, I see you, Renee. And it's funny because it's a good deck, but you kind of need it to go along with something. Like a lot of Oracle decks are like that. Holy Toledo. Yeah, Deb, what's the 24th, or what's in June? Yeah, I got to tell you, I don't know what the jelly roll or the fruit cake thing is. June is your brother's birthday, so he's trying to give you validation. This is him. And Monica, I could be, by the way, because I get a lot of energy with this. So it might not all be committed to Deb. It could be other things. I'm not doing shotgun stuff. I'm just not throwing stuff out there. But date nut bread. Okay, so you get what I'm saying here. And he's laughing about it because he's like, you need the butter. You definitely need butter. And I don't know if this is like you slather it on afterwards, right? You just made this? Well, how about that for validation, everybody? And it's funny because the way that he shows it, it's almost like half of the people in the family like make fun of it. Oh my God. I so look like my sister when I do that. That's what happened last night. So he's trying to let you know he was there. You forgot the butter. Well, he's laughing about it because he's talking about it being like you cannot forget the butter, kid. Like that's the thing. That's the chef's kiss. It's the reason why it's good, right? And he's also talking about, I got to go here a little bit further here because he's also talking about, I don't know who Shannon Cheryl Michelle is. It's a name. And he's talking about the April thing. And I don't know if this is 4/4, if this is April 4th, or what the deal is, or it could be kind of culminating if two people were born in August. In August, or if it's a person in August. 4/4, April 4th. I don't know what that is for you guys. Your brother's stroke was in April. Has he had two of them? Has he had two strokes? Because he's saying he can see now. It's almost like there's something with the, I don't know if he has like a Bell's palsy thing going on, but he's saying like this side, and he's pointing to it. And I don't know if like something dislodged. April 5th, got it. So it's not April 4th, it's April 5th. And oftentimes they'll give it to you. So he did give me the 2 4s. He's talking April 2014. Got it. He's showing me bookends. He's saying this is what happened here, right? Let's see, 11, 5, 16. So it's actually 7 day. So it's actually an angelic day. And then he's also talking about the I don't know who is the Christine. Who is the Christine? I don't know if this is your mother-in-law or what this is, because Christine is mother-in-law for me, but it could also just mean the Christine as a mother or friend figure. And he's talking about the puffiness. He's talking about the eyes. I don't know if he's trying to like say they're blind or they lost sight, they had cataracts or whatever the deal is, or maybe they just had like raccoon eyes. That's how he's showing it to me. Of course, I'm freezing. Um. Oh, he was almost blind. Got it. That makes sense. And he's again, I think he's just trying to show who he is here. Your mom was Christine. Oh, Michelle. There you go. I'm just going to keep going with this. Michelle, what's the deal with your with talking to your son this week? Michelle M, there's something about talking to your son and making sure he understands things. I don't know if you're talking about Christmas or you're talking about how things are going to move on forward here. Yeah, Linda, it was a quick pass too. And when I say quick, I mean she decided like she might have been fine in the morning and then she said, "Nope, that's it. I got to go." And it doesn't mean she wasn't sick. Wow. And I get 33 with her, Linda. Apparently I am going to channel today. Whoever said that earlier. Um Deb, I'm sorry about your husband, sorry about dad. Cycle of life thing with dad though, because he's shown. I don't know if he was 77 or 88, but we're gonna go here though. Hey Suzanne, if you can let me know that you're on. What is this? I'm like finding people on Facebook today. He was 91. Wow, Linda. Yeah, it was quick. Talked to both my sons today. Good for you, Michelle. Um, Deb, you okay? And Renee, hang in there. Um, Suzanne, just let me know you're still here. I kind of want to make sure people are here so that I'm not picking up on stuff. Warrior, how are you? Died under the tree he planted? Wow. Hey, Suzanne, how are you? Thank goodness you're here. And Sarah, you're here. Good. What in the heck, fire? Okay. All right. We got the hangman. Right side up, upside down. I only do right side up in these readings. Ace of Sword. This is about changing your perspective, having a new way to look at things. Oh, behave. Whoo. Here we go. Hey, Francesca, how are you? Sarah, Renee, we'll get to you here. Hold on a second. Oh, wow. Change of perspective happened quick. So this is either a quick passing or something really kind of like you deck the halls and all that stuff there. Ace of Swords along with the Seven of Swords. This is a conflict. Wow. Wow. King of Wands on top of the Lovers. Oh, may you all find your King of Wands. So, Brandon's interpretation of this read is from left to right. Change in perspective of abundance, maybe through business, maybe through something that would, through the normal course of action, this led you to a change of mind. The Ace of Swords is what you took away from it, but it was out of a conflict resolution. The Seven of Swords is really interesting in the tarot because the Seven of Swords talks about losing five of the swords, like he's running off with five of them, and then two of them are on the ground, kind of hanging out. And those of you that have heard me tell this story, the two swords are still in the battle, in the conflict, but it's not an all-out war. Actually saved the war, but kept the fight Did you find the better man, Suzanne? Or are you looking for the better man? I don't know. I don't know. Well, yeah, the Seven of Swords is one of those that you could, you might not like because it has a level of deception. But it's kind of like there's two forms of deception here. You can either have the, oh, you're a liar and you're a jerk and you're a whatever, or you could say, Reverend Mother, we have sinned. We have taken the carburetor out of the Nazis' car. Also deception. I don't know if you got feedback for us here, Suzanne, but we're going to jump in here because it says jump in. Andromeda energy, adventure, say yes to the change. I think I just got you somebody. I think this is about I'm not going to use the word soulmate. I don't know. You'll determine that. But this is about you. Listen, if you gave up on dating, if you gave up on the whole men can all go to hell. I don't know who the lawyer is. They literally just said lawyer. Are you dating a lawyer? Or are you in the middle of divorce? You're looking. Well, Suzanne, I just called my shot. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. That's fun. Good luck, Suzanne. Where are we going to jump into here? Gosh, you guys jump into everything. That's how it goes sometimes. All right, Renee. How are you, love? Here we go. Oh, we got lost here. We're changing things. Don't worry. Brandon's here to help. Brandon is here to help. Here we go. 7 of Cups. We've got choices. Choices upon choices. And fast moving. Whoa. 5, 7, 8 right here. Couple of things here. Just how this is laying out so far. You've got lost, but you've got the 2 things that you wanted to keep close to you. The 7 of Cups. A lot of people get excited about this. Oh, they're about multiple choices and all good things. Careful what you wish for. Then you have the 8 of Wands, like things are going to take off quick. This is a revelation. This is a reveal. The Moon card comes out, and the things that you thought were going to be there aren't there. It's not what you think. Bit of a journey of love, quite frankly. And then the King of Spades along with the choices. So you made the decision to go like, you might have gone looks over brains before in the past, but now you're going to go brains over looks. And that doesn't mean they're not a good looking person. Oh, yeah. Fast moving, but behind the scenes. This is you doing personal work. This is you figuring out who you is, as they say. This is about being able to pull it together for yourself. Oh, I like this for you, Renee. Loosen your grip. Coping mechanism, destiny, addiction, let God in. Hold on loosely, but don't let go. This is about letting all of those signs of the universe come in. Somebody sent me a message the other day and they said, do you believe in coincidences? Do you think everything happens for a reason? Yes. Yes. Totally yes. Hey, Katie. I'm going to call you Katie for a second. Suzanne, thanks for the note there. Hey, Karen, how are you? You just said that today. Well, there you go. There's your confirmation. Warrior Widow, I'm sorry. I'm reading her note right now. I'm glad you're doing the work. But here's the good news here, Renee. I think it's all for the good thing. So this time of the year, we want to reflect. Like, say, on New Year's Eve, you might want to meditate at New Year's Eve. Meditate at midnight with me. Just saying. It's free. Pay what you will. You're going to love it. Yeah, and you know what? It's funny. A lot of people will be like, hey, I don't know if meditation is for me and I can't do it and blah, blah, blah. And guess what, kids? It's not always supposed to work. Maybe you're just supposed to close your eyes and rest. Right? Hey, Sarah, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Well, the good news, I don't know what your question is, but I'm going to answer it with this one. You ready? The good news is somebody's paying attention. King of Cups comes out. The Three of Cups comes out. A little bit of celebration. I don't know if you just got engaged. Oh, the higher ground card. All right. All right. Everybody in the back that just went, what the fuck? I don't play in these cards. You guys know that. You guys saw me shuffle them up right in front of you. King of Cups with the Ace of Wands. This is somebody on the other side. Thought it was somebody here. Could be a reflection of what's going on here. Right? Sarah. Staying happy because you just don't know. I think you're waking up in a relationship, to be honest with you. And what this is doing is giving you an opportunity to prove yourself because it's part of your higher value. You are learning how to be able to help other people right now. I'm talking to you, Sarah. Whatever you're going through, I think as you kind of like, so you're this person that loves to just be happy. You love to kind of have this constant bliss of like, hey, how you doing, everybody? You know, like your hair's on fire. You're like, but I look good with short hair, right? You know, like you end up kind of being like in that spot where, you know, you're always the positive one. You know, you're on the deck of the Titanic and you're like, well, the music is good. Baby steps. This is your awakening. And I know that might not be necessarily what it is that you were looking at, but you are being told, quit looking at a man, do it yourself. Be happy, but if you're going to stay in that lane, every day is a new day. It's 51st dates for you, right? Seven of Wands is the higher ground, and the star card is telling you you are above the fray. Then I pull out the baby steps card. Action, follow your intuition till it makes sense. Booyah! It's right about there. So this is your awakening. Congratulations. And you're like rolling your eyes going, dude. And I'm like, yeah, totally. Sarah, I hope you sign up to at least kick the tires on this. By the way, I'm not selling anybody when you come into the free Q&A. I want you to be honest with yourself, and I'll be honest with you. There are some people that have told this might not be your time. Doesn't mean we're not going to be friends. Doesn't mean I won't have other offerings. But this is going to be about people that are ready to help others. Kat, I'm not going to lie. I smiled when I saw your name. Rita, good to see you, love. So, Sarah, this is good news for you. Time to grow. Quit looking out for somebody else to come and get you. It's not going to happen. You got to be you. By the way, that's when everything clicks. I'm going to scroll way up to the top. I'm going to miss a few of your notes here as it rolls out. I'm going to go way up here because I know we got another. I'll go back. See, Brandon goes back. I go back. And by the way, for the record, I don't mind Taylor Swift, but it is a bit much sometimes. She is a bit much. So, here we go. Oh, and by the way, I'm seeing like numbers. 3, 4. And Sarah, you were 26, and I think you mentioned your rock star was there. All right, Miranda. You were 44. No, 43. You went back to 43. No, we'll go 43. By the way, this is my feed, guys. This is my feed. Miranda's like talking back and forth on it. And by the way, I did smile because I saw your note as I was coming on. Not quite sure why, but here we go. Here we go. Here's some cards for you, kid. Here we go. Sarah, so glad that you tuned in tonight. Thank you so much. You have Swifty at home. Well, Miranda, here you go. 43. Balance. Balance. 2 of Pentacles comes out. One of the soulmate cards, but the most practical of them all. Along with the 2 of Wands. Hello, choices. 4 of Wands. Here comes your happiness. Listen, I don't stack the deck. Yeah, Phoenix, I'm up for that. The High Priestess comes out. This is about you being in charge. This is about you wearing pants in the family, but not in a bad way. I'm about to complicate the shit out of everything. The King of Cups comes out with the 2 of Wands, which means that maybe there might be choices. I mean, why go there, right? Why not go there? Oh, you're in decision mode. 7 of Cups comes out. Choices, decisions, 4 of Wands. The good news is that adds up to 11. 7 and 4 is 11, last I checked. There's a divinity to it. And guess what? I think what you're doing is you're recognizing that you have an intuitive thing about staying safe and wanting to stay safe. Maria, go ahead. Miranda. This could be applied to your job. Could be applied to your way of life. Could be applied to how much of a family you want. Could be a lot to it. Oh. Let's not be complicated. But we're going to pull out the I remember. So you're reliving some stuff. Soul plan, the fated destiny. Yeah, this is about safe mode for you. And you keep thinking that maybe the grass is greener on the other side. Soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. Your entire spread is about the choices that you're making to be in the position that you're in. You're not a gambler because you're part of the reason why is because your past life might have had a little bit of that brain. So this isn't telling you to gamble, by the way, but it is addressing that you're probably what do we get and stay happy in? Right? Are we happy knowing that things are consistent? Are we happy knowing where our bread is buttered? You know, why do why don't you do a little soul searching here? By the way, you're so worthy. You got your shit together. By the way, the High Priestess comes out when your soul path arrives. And by the way, I think you have some past life stuff going on here. Yes, Maria, we saw your question here, right? Yes, Kat, you're going to come into a thing here. So Miranda, so literally what this is saying to you is you got to do what you need to do for you. Period. By the way, you're worthy. You're a good catch. You're a good catch. If nobody else understands that, find other catches. All right, I'll go here. I'll bite. We'll have a little bit of fun. Yes, we saw your question. Yeah, Miranda. I think he's going to become certified. So will he be honest? I don't know. Is your picture with a filter? from out of the gate. Don't lose it, kids. Ten of Swords, self-inflicted wounds. Kind of a harsh one. Cards aren't going to hold back on this one. This is about the hard work. Were you willing to do it? And is it a timing thing? Wow. So is he honest? I think he's working hard at not being honest. There's that Seven of Wands trying to take the higher ground here. You want everything to be just right, but you know what? You seem to be the one doing all the work. Right? Is there a timing to it? I don't know. Oh, look at this. The Lover's card comes out. Uh-oh, complication. Station number 5. I'm going to tell you exactly where we're going with this one, kids. It's about you wanting to make sure that you go in your own direction here because there's some pain here. You're trying to take the higher ground. You're doing the Lover's card comes out. Are you going to stay together? Is it something? The card's kind of saying to you, hey, listen, there's a lesson here. Don't confuse the Lover's card with being in love. Although it is one of the soulmate cards, it is also one of the challenges that you might have in being in love. This is about life lessons. This is Earth School, classes in session. I don't care what he's doing, how he's doing it. Your perception here is you might need to kind of take a step back. Play hard to get, for crying out loud. Forge, don't follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. Guess what this is? It's not a full-on kick in the balls, but it is an icing of the puck. I have enough Canadians on here to know what that is, eh? Send the puck to the end zone. Ice it. Get it out of the danger zone for a little bit. When he texts you, do the slow roll, kid. Have you guys heard this technique, by the way? When the guy texts you, or the ex texts you. And by the way, we're going to get to your person here in a second. 3 messages ago. If you go and you want to message them, you want to talk to them, you want to Phoenix, I'm coming in next year, kid, and you want to kind of like go and do whatever it is, right? Pause. Take a minute. Right? If you're feeling that intuition, pause. If you want to text them back, pause. Go through and text the last, set a time in your brain, like 45 days ago. Who haven't I texted in 45 days? Go back that far. Oh my gosh, I haven't been in contact with so-and-so. That even though if you hurry up and you text that person, that ex, that whoever, right, that it's going to hurt your relationship. But if you take a couple of people that you haven't talked to in a while and you text them, you're building a good relationship with some people that you hadn't connected with in a while. I don't care who it is. Old boss, old work friend, old whatever. And then when you finally do respond to them, give them all the deets. Let them feel you out. I can't tell you whether or not he's having shenanigans. That's kind of his business, though, isn't it? I'm not going to take away his free will from doing it, or your free will with how you're supposed to find out. You're not going to find out on YouTube today. You're going to look him dead in the eye and say, I'm going over here because my feeling is this. By the way, the Ten of Swords is the ultimate of all of the evidence that you're getting, and you feel like it might be deception. It is. It is an intuitive hit. Is he doing it? I don't know. The cards say, yeah, and you're better than this. So how about that one? So Phoenix, this one's for you. This one's for your husband. Not husband, partner, correct? Here we go. Gonna set up the camera here. A couple more. Ooh, doggies. Ace of Pentacles coming out. Dad, brother. I don't know if it's the dad or the brother. You know, Warrior Widow, you can like go through my YouTube channel. There is a ton of meditations out there that I've been doing over the years. Phoenix, the world card comes out. Yeah, this is a tough passing. I don't know if he died in battle. I don't know if he died in something tragic. The Fool. New journey. He's learning to live without him. So this is what happens when somebody dies that we care about. They're trying to figure out how to live without you. Or you're trying to figure out how to live without them. And they're trying to figure out how to be dead. Here we go. Ace of Pentacles, hand from above. The world, tough passing. The Fool, new beginnings. Page of Cups, loved growing up with them. Loved being with them. That's how it goes. How it goes. The World card, along with the Six of Wands. This is an amazing card. Your person here, Phoenix, looked at his brother as the right person in his life. Yeah. He always did the right thing. Tough situation with that fixed energy. Probably happened during a fixed Grand Cross, if I might say so. But this Six of Wands is him basically saying, we're going to do the right thing. We're going to take care of people. We're going to do this the right way. The Fool is about the new journey. And guess what? He is looking at you, kid, to take care of his brother for him. Is he Anthony? Is he the A? Yeah, Phoenix. I don't know who he is, who the brother is. He's showing me an A. He's also talking about, he's saying 567. What is 567? He's born in May of 67. Quite get what's going on. No, huh? Did you know the brother? I don't think that's why you're saying no. How about lifting the veil? Lifting the veil. What does this say? This says question everything. Anything not aligned must go. I don't think he took care of himself all that well. You talk to him, there it is. He's part of your development. I think what he's trying. I think he's trying to say, like, this is like a guardian angel thing. Who's July 22nd? So he's April. 4/4, by the way. So the numerology of that day is 4. 13 is a 4. 4/4. 76. Who's on the bike? Who's on the motorcycle? He's saying Evil Knievel. Yeah. I'm going to go here with this. So it's, and again, they're giving me the day before. So the 24 is a 6, which is really 7-7. I think what he's trying to show you, I don't know what the deal is with the Brady Bunch. He's showing me the Brady Bunch stuff. And he's not afraid to talk about it now. He's saying, let's talk about it now. I don't know what this is. Oh, is he Christopher? Christoph? Oh, this is always tough when I'm trying to tap into energy with 100 people on a channel. Um, he's saying nobody talks about it anymore. He's saying I need to. Craig is your partner. Brother is Gary. What is the deal with the Brady Bunch though? With them, did they have 6 children? Is there 6 kids involved? Are there 2 families that are merged? And I don't. Does somebody have a nose ring? He's talking about a nose ring. Which part is true, Phoenix? He's talking about the nose ring, and he's saying I can't. Is there somebody that's Marsha or Cindy? Alice? Oh, Alice. Who's the A? Which daughter? Wow, Phoenix, there's a lot here. His parents' dog. So Alice was the dog. He's talking about the dog. And the daughter is Kay. No, but there's something to this. I think what he's trying to talk about is like I think there was a mixed family somewhere in this. Like he had 2 kids, she had a kid. They kind of merged them together. Also talking about he's saying 45. I don't know if he was 45 or he was 54. Um it would have been 45. Cindy, got it. I don't know why he's talking about this though. Oh, the A is an aneurysm. That's what he was talking about. He's saying it's a beach day. I don't get what the beach day is. And I don't know if he would just put like sunscreen over his nose, but he's laughing about it. He's like he was playing like beach bingo or something. Like it's a very kind of like hokey thing. I don't know if you guys want to wave for. I don't get what this is. And who's Barry? Yeah, this is always so tough to kind of like hone in on people. Arterial sclerosis would make a lot of sense here. Aneurysm, arterial sclerosis, whatever it is, it's like his heart just bottomed out. That's how he shows it to me. Either something burst or let go. Yeah, not sure where he's going with this. But I don't know why. I don't know why he's talking about wanting to talk about it now. Oh, yeah. I'm not a doctor, but I was in Craig's shoes with that stuff. He might want to have that thing checked out just as much as his brother did. Just going to hand that to you. You do with it what you will. I'm not trying to scare you. Yeah, no one talks about it. And I'm talking to you now about it. Craig needs to go to a cardiologist, and let's just make sure everybody's tuned up okay. Could need a little medication, could need a little change in altitude, whatever. I'm not an expert. I'm not a medical professional. But I'm going to encourage you guys to have a conversation about it because he's talking about you guys talking about it. He finally found Craig. Let's keep him. Got it? I'm going to tell you why he showed me this, and I don't know. I'm going to stick with this. I think he really needs to just pay attention to that part of it, right? And by the way, I'm not reaming him. Guys get busy, man. By the way, I got a dentist appointment because I got to take her. I don't know if somebody's kind of intruding into it, right? But this is a little stand on your own 2 feet feel to me, for sure. I hope Craig has health and happiness here in the new year. And I hope to see you guys on New Year's Eve. And I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas. I hope you have time to reflect. I hope you have time to see the people you love, talk to them, hang out with them, laugh with them. Remember the best thing that you can do. What the pet scorpion's name is. Hey, Kim, how are you? I'm just wrapping up, kid. But I also have a cardiology appointment. The spirit showed me I need to take care of that stuff too. And by the way, you can find a bunch of meditations out on my channel. Just sift through them. You're going to find them. I got a couple of them out there. When you sign up for some classes, you'll get more. I want to thank you guys for being part of my journey. Best year I've ever had. And next year is going to get better because I know you guys at the beginning of the year, not the end of the year. See how this works? I'm going to be ambitious next year. Yes. Love you guys for being part of things. Hope you come along. I will always continue to have things that are accessible, some things that are free, some things that you pay for. You understand they have to be a living and all that other good stuff. But I want to thank you guys for being part of my journey. Colleen, great to see you. Glad you were on here. And we're going to have our own Project 2025. It's going to be about kindness. We're rallying the troops. We're going to be better than ever. This isn't going to go the way you think it's going to go. It's going to be better than you ever imagined. All right, guys, heart taps. Merry Christmas, and we'll see you on the flip side of that. Take care, everybody, and keep going.